Hello everybody, how you doing? My name is Mike Hopkins, Mike Getting Email Transfer, and today I'm just going to show you what happens when you pull a host out of a existing virtual center that has a DVS switch and you pull it over to a new virtual center. What happens with the networking? So in this example here, we are on a vSphere 6.5 data center, and I'll just show you the distributed virtual switch we're dealing with. Right now, just switched on the source virtual center. It's called DVS pre-prod. It's version 6.0. We're going to move over to new virtual center, and the DVS version should be 6.5. Okay, so this is the new DVS that we're going to move over to. This is the new virtual center. These are some hosts on the this cluster, the pre-prod cluster new. Okay, going back to the source virtual center. This is the source virtual center. This is the pre-prod source cluster. This ESXi 103 is the source ESXi host. So I'm just going to show you the current networking. Current networking here is just a regular old vSwitch. So what we're going to do now is migrate this host to the distributed virtual switch on this virtual center. So we're going to add and manage host. We're going to select manage host. Well, actually, first we got to add the host. We're going to manage physical adapters. We're going to migrate them over to the DVS. We're going to manage VM kernel adapters. We're going to migrate them over to this DVS. And then we're also going to migrate virtual machine networking. So before we do that, I just want to show you the one VM we have on FH Labs-DB03. That's right here. You see it's up. And I am pinging this, going to ping it right now. So let me just cancel out of here to show you. IP address is 192.168.137.109. I'm going to go ahead and do a constant ping, and it's going to stay up. Okay, I'm going to go back to the distributed virtual switch, and we're going to add and manage host. First, we're going to manage the host, or excuse me, add them. New host. We're going to manage physical adapters, migrate the physical adapter over. We're going to manage the VM kernel adapter, and then we're going to migrate virtual machine networking, all three. Right down here shows you an illustration of what we're about to do. Okay, so the host, it says this is the VM NIC on the host, and it's in use by vSwitch 0, local standard switch, and we're going to go ahead and sign it uplink. Uplink 1. Uplink port group, DVS uplink port group. Next. Now this message is interesting. VM kernel network adapters with the warning sign might lose network connectivity unless they are migrated to the DVS switch. Duh, I say, but what have you, no problem. Thanks for the information. So we just highlight that, we say click assign port group, assign the D port group pre-prod 01 on that DVS, hit OK, hit next. Recenter analyze the impact. There is going to be no impact, so we hit next. And now we're going to migrate the virtual machine network, the VM networking. So we're going to highlight this one, and we're going to say, hey, assign the port group. Only one we have, the port group pre-prod 01. Okay. Hit next. And we're going to go ahead and finish. In the meantime, we're going to bring up the DOS window. Break it. Start it again. Show you that what happens to the networking. Got a slight timeout there while it migrated over. So, you know, there is some latency depending on how fast your network is. That may or may not happen in your environment, but it does cause a wee bit of a blip, if you will, especially in my lab environment. Okay, so it looks like everything's done. We're going to go back and check out the host again, see what happens with the networking. As you recall, we had vSwitch just vSwitch 0 here. Now we have vSwitch 0, but it has no VM networks, no VM kernel, and it's not bound to any physical adapter. We go up here to the DVS pre-prod. We see the VM kernel port and the virtual machine port, and we're still able to ping the virtual machine, as you can see. And I think it's obvious that the VM kernel is up because we can still manage this. All right, that's all fine and dandy. But what if I need to move over to a new virtual center? What's going to happen with this DVS switch on this local host? Well, let's go find out. This is the legacy switch. We're going to go over to the new virtual center. We're going to go ahead and add it to this cluster. We're going to add host. Okay. And we're going to type in ESXi 103. Next, we're going to type in the root credentials. Hit next. And again, we'll go ahead and start a constant ping. Make sure the VM stays up. Okay. Yes to accept the ESXi 103's host certificate. Okay, now it's going to give us a message. Hey, basically the host is already managed by vCenter. Only one vCenter, so once we move it to this vCenter, the old vCenter will no longer manage it. Another, Captain Obvious moment, but no worries. Thank you very much for telling me everything, even though it might be obvious. I appreciate the information personally. Next. Still in evaluation mode. Next. Disable lockdown mode. And here it gets review. We're going to hit finish. Let's bring the DOS window up. Hit finish. And then bring the DOS window up. I should know better. And we'll see what happens here. Monitor the recent task window. See the progress of the host edition. See, we have this slight blip there. It's moving over. Okay, there we have it. It's complete. I'm going to go ahead and stop this. You can see our VM's up. I'm going to go over to this virtual center. It's the console and make sure everything's there. And voila, there. Start all that good stuff. All right. So that's there. So let's see what's going on with the host, the one we just added, and specifically the host networking. There you go. It's going to give us it's going to give us a message about the host proxy. It says the host proxy switch associated with this server no longer exists in vCenter server. It's because we hijacked it, but what will happen is all the networking will stay there, because when you create a DVS, it actually gets created and managed on the virtual center layer level. I should go over this virtual center level, but it pushes down a local proxy switch. So this is what this is. So this is the local proxy switch. You can see all the networking's there, but you really can't configure it. But everything's there. You can ping it. The VM's there. Everything's going to stay up. And we go down to vSwitch 0, and we see there again it brought that over, but there's nothing there. All right. So then what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, all right, before we delete this, get rid of this rather ugly message, we're going to go migrate this host over to the new DVS. Okay, add manage host. I'm going to do a very similar thing. We're going to add host that we did previously. Select the new host. And we're going to migrate the networking over to it. Physical adapters, VM kernel adapters, and virtual machine networking. Sign up link. Link 1. Next. Again, Captain Obvious says, hey, need to sign up for a group. Okay, great. There you go. Boom. Next. And it's going to analyze the impact. Now, I might be being a smart aleck about giving all that information, but I absolutely appreciate that. It's a good thing because that's how I personally learn what's going on, all this information given by VMware. So thank you for that. Next. Now the VM networking. And again, similar message, you have to connect to a valid port group, assigned port group. There you go. All right, next. We're going to go ahead and start the ping up again. Make sure we're hit finish. Bring the ping up. Now it's going to migrate from the local proxy switch on ESXi 103 over to the DVS. The new DVS on the target virtual center. And there you go. Timed out just a little bit, but we're back in business now. Okay. So everything looks like it's complete. I'm going to go ahead and Control C here. All right, minimize this, and then we're going to go look at the host networking again. And before that, we'll just go see that these servers here. I didn't change the actual NetBIOS name there, so apologies, but that is the server. All right. The ESXi 103 virtual switches. Now we have 3 virtual switches. The empty local standard switch. The orphan local DVS proxy switch. And now we have the DVS switch, which is actually a proxy itself, but it can communicate with the virtual center, so everything's good to go. And this has the VM kernel port, the management port, and the VM virtual machine port group. All right, so now we can go down here and whack this ugly message here. Okay, now we're all good to go. Let's see if we can get rid of that. Let's go home. Go back to host and clusters. And everything's nice and pretty there. All right, so my name is, and would say that's how you overview how you migrate DVSs between virtual center. There's more to it. You can actually export. What I actually did to begin with is I'm not going to do this right now. I'll do it in another lab or session. But basically, you can export the this switch, takes it to a zip file, save it on your desktop or wherever. You can go onto the new virtual center and import it. So that works out well if you have a large environment. All right, my name is Michael Hopkins. Any questions, please contact me at Mike at Email Transfer. And thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.